Good morning, Warriors. Back with another episode. Figure Warriors 2 here for you. At your service, we are going to talk some more about this great comment that question analogy that Harold made on banks and money and energy. And I want to just kind of go back to it. So I really want to give a shout out to Harold on this because he really hit it right in the head. And it's really kind of an analogy that kind of hit me right in the face when I was listening to it. I said, that's exactly right. And so we should look at our health in the same way. Oh, go ahead. First, subscribe, like, comment, donate. I love everything you guys are doing. I appreciate that a great deal. I'm still trying to get to my first goal of 500 subscriptions. We're going to get there. Moving along. We're at about 370 or something like that, around there. And we're going to get there. We're moving ahead. And I'd like to kind of get this information out to more and more people. And like I said, I'm going to kind of try to do more and more as we go on with this. And I try to do one every day during the week if I can, and maybe one on the weekends. Just kind of depending on what I do. I try not to do anything on Sunday. Use that for the Lord's Day and try to, keep establishing my relationship more with God. And so I don't usually do something on Sunday, but I usually kind of try to do something on the other 6 days a week if I can. So Harold's point is, again, a great analogy. And I want to go back to it. He was talking about the fact that, your retention journey is almost like your bank account, right? You're talking about your bank account, and the question is, how much do you deposit and how much do you withdraw? And can you live on your principal, or live on your interest, and keep your principal growing, keeping in there and keeping strong? And it's kind of the same kind of analogy. See, when you lose your energy, it's almost like you were drawing something from the bank. You're getting more depleted when it comes to your energy. And as you able to hold off on it, regardless of the circumstances, and you're keeping your energy inside of you, you're now getting more of you're depositing more back into your bank account. And you actually end up then living on the interest of all that as time goes on. I think I'm at 184 monk mode days. I think I just looked at it a second ago. And I think it's 659 or something like that when it comes to the NoFap. So we're getting close to 660, and I think it's 184. I have to go back and check, but I think that's what it is. And so we're at the point where we're kind of seeing a lot more of the interest on the money and the energy I put into the bank account. And I think this is really an important type of thing. But you have to kind of look at the same analogy, is how do you spend your money? And so we have to kind of look very carefully on spending money, because the analogy is so good that it's important to look at that concept. And it probably also, however you spend your money, is probably the same way you look at energy. You may not realize that, but let's take a closer look at that. So if you're talking about spending money, what do you spend money on? Now, in the investment world, what you should be spending money on is investing, to make something you buy grow. I'll give you some examples of things that people do to make money grow. So for instance, you put money into a bank account, and that gains interest. Okay. You have some sort of collection, comic book collection. You collect figures, action figures, toy stuff, trains, all kinds of stuff. That will accumulate in value. That goes up in value. Coins, things like that. On the other hand, you buy something like a brand new car, and it depreciates in value as soon as you take it off the lot. So when we talk about that type of thing, we're talking about something that you continue to buy or you continue to get that's going to increase in value. That's what you should be doing. The same thing with your health And when you buy stuff like food, you're enhancing your health. You should be enhancing your health for another week or another month because of the food you have. So you put money into things that are going to help better you and your family and everyone else to be able to go to the next level and say, okay, I'm going to become a better person because of all this. And this is the kind of thing that you do with your money. You're not going to just waste your money away. Yet most people do that, don't they? Most people spend more than they make. And what do they get out of it? This is the key. So let's look at a lot of examples in the world, and then let's go back to talking about your retention energy. You look at a lot of examples of how people end up not getting anything for their money. So you're talking about drinking, for instance, and I know lots of people who drink. I have over the years. I never just could get into it. I just didn't know if I didn't like the taste or anything like that. And I was playing football. They encouraged me to do a lot of beer drinking so I would gain weight, and I just couldn't do that. I didn't like the taste of it. So I just didn't do a lot of that. And so my question then goes back to, what are you getting out of it? And people get, they get a little thrill, they get, buzzed, all kinds of stuff like that, and they feel this is a positive thing. Well, this is not really an investment. This could be entertainment for you, but it's not an investment. And so the key then is going to say, okay, what can I really get out of this that's beneficial? Now, wine, you could argue, is good for the blood, and once in a while, that's not a bad thing. But to do it as an addictive type quality, it hurts you a great deal. Let's look at gambling. Gambling is another one of these type of things that people think, it's fun, there's nothing hurtful that. Well, that may be true at some low level, but the bottom line really is that you're still kind of betting against something that is designed for you to lose. And that's happened over and over again. I mean, they're not gonna set up a game unless they're going to win. Yes, you may appear like you're winning. You may win at certain points in time, but they're making huge profits on all of this. And you ever notice that as soon as you win, there's always things around you there that are going to want you to spend this money on them. I've seen this a lot. People going to Las Vegas and they win, and all of a sudden, there's food and other types of ways to spend their money right there. And I'm not trying to be like a negative nanny here and say, okay, you can't do this kind of stuff. But the thing is, you have to kind of understand as you look at this and realize of what an investment is compared to you just throwing money away. And certainly, if you have women of the night are there and they're going to want you to spend money, well, of course, now you're going to lose energy on top of that. It's a whole other thing. But the thing is, you're depleting yourself. So you may gain some deposits on money for a short period of time, but you end up losing those deposits then afterwards. And now you've got larger withdrawals. So the question you have to kind of ask yourself in all this is this something I'm doing that's worthwhile? Is it something I'm getting something out of? And is it something that I can actually kind of use to grow me? And so a lot of times we waste a lot of our money and funding in financial situations in this type of thing. Overeating is another one of these things. We buy a lot of food, we eat a lot of stuff, and we're not healthy. Obesity levels are very high, those type of things, but we eat a lot of high-priced bad food and it doesn't help us. This is why it's important to kind of look at every situation, in my opinion, as an investment. So now let's switch to the idea that Harold is talking about, which is an excellent one, as I said, that we're talking about now looking at your bank in terms of energy. And what type of energy bank do you have? So when we see this, once again, and we talked about this with the ladies of the night when it comes to having money and gambling. But let's talk about this as far as your energy. Now, when your energy is sound and you're at so many days, like 559 days, or 659, and you're sitting there, now I've accumulated a lot of benefits. Your attraction level is higher, your focus level is higher, your success level is higher, you have lower anxiety, lower blood pressure, lower all this kind of stuff, because you are keeping those nutrients in your body and creating a stronger and stronger body. This is really very important. Now, yes, the evil ones come along at times and says, well, you have to release your energy. That's how you become more healthier. Well, that really makes, as time has gone on, that makes less and less sense as you think about it. But the bottom line really is, especially because you're strong enough to, your energy is strong enough to create a child. So the thing is that why would you want to get rid of all that energy? But people do it, just like they spend their money, right? Just like they spend their money. And the bottom line is that when you're looking at ideas, you're trying to look at investments again, especially when it comes to your energy. What are you investing that in? Are you investing in you trying to continue to work out? Are you investing in you trying to continue to exercise and get better and to avoid all those bad foods? Are you trying to spend that time being successful and creating money, so you can have deposits on the financial end of it as well? And are you keeping all that energy within yourself to be able to grow? This is a huge question that we all have to answer. Or are you just like anybody else with the financial situation? You get your paycheck on a Friday, which I know a lot of people do, and they blow most of the money by the time Monday comes around. And the thing is, they still got bills to pay, other kinds of things to pay, and now they're at a deficit. And the same thing happens in energy. Do you build up your energy only to go ahead and waste it? And then say to yourself, wow, I got bills to pay, I got to do something still, and I have no energy to do anything. And now I get anxious and depressed and anxiety. I think this is what happens with a lot of people. So once again, this analogy is flawless to me. This is a tremendous thing, and I want to once again thank Harold for it, because a lot of what he's saying has so much intuitive quality to it when you're talking about how you handle your money as compared to how you handle your energy. And I think it all kind of goes back to this idea of, are you investing in yourself, or are you investing into throwing your energy, your money away on things that are not worth anything, not investments down the line? You could spend money, but if you're spending money to eventually make money in the long run, that's a different story. If you're, for instance, I give an example, and this, once again, this is just an example that I just think it's fascinating to look at this comparison. But when you're looking at a bank, you're going to go ahead and put money down, right, to buy a house. But that house is going to be growing in investments as time goes on. And so you're eventually going to make money back on that. So energy-wise, what's the equivalent to something like that? The analogy to that? Well, let's look at having a child. You're going to put your energy into someone and give them your energy to have a child. That investment's going to come back in the long run to help you. Or it should, right? You're not going to just throw your energy away on a bed sheet or something like that, or wherever, or in a person you have no chance to have any children with or do anything with. Why would you do that? Why would you throw your money away to somebody unless you're feeling like you're going to get something to it? Right? And so this is why it's really important to do that. So, I think that it's just really very interesting. I'm very, intrigued by this analogy that Harold's made. I think it applies in a lot of different ways when it comes to your energy. And so as we talk about this, as we go on, just realize that you are trying to become the best person you become. And so everything you do should be focusing on investments. Investing for your future. Investing for something that's going to make you a stronger person. And so why would you waste your money or your energy on things that don't create that investment? Okay. So again, great shout out to Harold. I'm going to probably keep talking about this for a while, so I appreciate the comments, and please continue to comment. But once again, you've kind of hit it right on the head with this, Harold, and a big shout out to you. So guys, have a great day. Keep your bank full of money and energy, and have a great day. Battle on. God bless you.